Yo, check the mic 1, 2. Is this thing on still? Yeah, I know you feel it too. That old familiar thrill. But nah, not this time.
Welcome everyone to Enter the Mind of from an Addict. My name is Anthony, and I'm sitting next to my good friend here, Shannon. Today we're going to be talking about life experiences in addiction and how recovery is a process and sobriety is what we want to achieve. So, Shannon, would like to tell a little bit about your life and addiction and what you're trying to achieve now.
Yes. Hi. I guess I'll start when I was, from when I was born. My mom had me when she was 15, and she'd always be working and stuff, so I was always, well, not alone, but, with other people, not with her, with babysitters and stuff. And first, I was, I guess, sense of loneliness. I was always alone. I started my addiction when I was about 15. 14, 15, my friend in school would give me her Ritalin, and I got hooked on it, actually. And I started taking it for my little brother, and my mom found out. That's when I first started having to go to therapy and doing drug tests to make sure that I wasn't taking it, stealing it from him, or getting it from my friend anymore. And then it moved on to drinking, and after drinking, where it was like ecstasy, coke, MDMA, Molly, it's all the same. But yeah, it was hard. Really, all of that. I got it all lost.
The main thing that while you're in sobriety, what is the main thing that you're trying to achieve now?
What I'm trying to achieve now is to stay sober, to be sober, stay sober, be happy, find coping skills to deal with things when life gets stressful, when things are thrown at you that you just don't realize are coming, throw you off guard. You can still stay sober, you can be sober, you can live sober and be happy. And I want to tell other people, I want to share my story to help other people know that it's okay. If you were an addict and whatnot, you can recover from it. You can be free. You can break away from that and live a life without drugs or alcohol. Alcohol is a drug.
So has your recovery process been a little bit of a struggle for you?
It's been very hard because I feel like I'm alone, even though I'm not alone. When I was in addiction, I was alone. Also, I isolated a lot, and I seem to be, I'm not isolating myself now, but I'm still quite alone. I'm doing this by myself. My family, I don't have any of them really supporting me. All I have are my recovery peers, the many people I went to rehab with, and people that I'm in this program with, the program I'm now with. But it is still a struggle. But I am getting through it, and so.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Now, I don't want to get you a little bit emotional, but what is one of your biggest regrets?
My regrets, I would say, is listening to my children's father. He wouldn't let me finish school. He wouldn't let me go to work, go out the house. Basically, I love my children to death. I was a stay-at-home mom, but he would also tell me that I was nothing. I was worthless. I was trash. Nobody would want me. Nobody else would want me besides him. And then so then I kept drinking after I left him, and I had a daughter with someone else, obviously, and I kind of was slacking on that. I didn't do as much for her as I did for my sons. being, I took care of them every single day of their life and was just with them all the time. And with her, my mom took her from me, and now I'm working on getting her back. And my biggest regret is not working so hard to get her back, because when she took her, I just fell in a worse spiral of drinking even more and doing harder drugs and stuff to mask the pain, to not feel, to get outside myself, and did not feel any of it. But getting her back is my biggest regret. But we're going to do that.
Okay. And then my next question for you is how did your self-esteem suffer in your addiction?
It suffered because even though I was trying to drinking to make myself feel better, I was also one of the people that was the hardest on myself. I would tell myself I was nothing and, worthless, that I wasn't worthy of anybody's love, that I was always going to be alone and stuff. But I've come to find that it's not, none of it was true from anybody. Nobody was saying not what I was saying. And I'm working on my self-esteem, my self-care, my self-love. It all gets better from here once you stop your drug of choice, your whatever you're addicted to, and it's just I'm working on it. That'll always be a journey of working on, thing for me the rest of my life.
I mean, you also have to remember, recovery is a process, but the journey has no destination. So this journey can take, years and years and years. And, sobriety is something that we want to achieve. Like, even for myself, like, with battling within my addiction. Crystal meth for me was like, I wrote a poem about it. It was like my side chick. Mm-hmm. Anytime, my main girlfriend would, make me mad or make me get into my feelings, I would use crystal meth because I knew the crystal meth would take the pain and the hurt away.
I understand that, because that's how I was with alcohol. Was my best friend. Molly was my best friend. I'd always feel good with it.
Yeah.
It always made me feel good. Like it was like a hug.
So like now, while we're chasing sobriety in our next chapter in our life, while we're here at, IGT Academy together, what is like the biggest weight that you feel on your shoulders, or something like you can hear in the back of your head?
I can still hear in the back of my head people saying that I'm not going to be nothing, that this is just like, that it's not going to happen. I'm not going to stay sober, that I'm not going to, move on from being, so I'm going to go back to doing everything else. But I know now that, that it's not going to happen. I'm going to stay sober. This place is helping me learn how to do that. My coping skills, you have to talk about it, let it out, go to meetings, stay with a group of people who are your peers in recovery. Build a network, all of that good stuff that comes along with recovery and sobriety.
Okay. And then my last question for you before we run out of time is what is something that you want to say to the next sick and suffering addict, or the youth that are starting to use?
I want to say, to everyone, the youth and the still suffering addict, that it's the youth, it's not worth it. Don't pick it up just to try to be like everybody else and like the songs and everything you see on TV and in music. It's not worth it, because you don't want to be like, I don't want to say like me, but you don't want to be 45 in rehab or in a recovery program, really, because you want to build your life, stay on the right track. And to those who are still suffering, I'm going to say that it is possible to achieve sobriety, or to be sober, and that you can do it. And y'all can have a happy life without drugs and alcohol.
Yes. So thank you again, Shannon, for being, the special guest today on Enter the Mind of an Addict. And, you know, we'll have a next episode, and maybe, you know, in the next episode, you know, we can hear a little bit more,
Mhm.
like deeper in depth into your addiction.
We can,
And then, you know, the youth can fully understand, you know, what life really does to us.
mhm. We can definitely do that, because it's been a long, hard life of learning and lessons learned in drug, and yes, we can definitely talk again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And that concludes our video today, guys. Just remember to like, subscribe to Enter the Mind of an Addict on YouTube. There will be a social media page being posted up on Instagram with short reels of each interview. And we'll be back on our next episode of Enter the Mind of an Addict. Thank you.